hulle kaptein Dani Gerber speel in sy 100ste wedstryd. En so nie, die lug is redelik blou, maar die wind wat redelik sterk waai. En dit is Dani Gerber wat soksiel alleen op die veld is. Die doring van Dispatch, 'n standbeeld gaan vir hom binnekort op sy tuisdorp opgerig word. Dani Gerber, nommer 13. En man alleen het hy opgedraf heel voor en dan eers die Transvaal span. En hier kom Robert Blighnout, wat dan die span van die OP nou op die veld lê. Dit zijn twee spelers wat op is, Robert Blighnout en Andrew Patterson. Blighnout in sy 75ste wedstrijd vir die OP, ook 'n mylpaal. En Andrew Patterson wat in sy 56ste wedstrijd vir die OP speel, maar sy 50ste agtereenvolgende wedstrijd vir die span van die oostelike provinsie. 'n Vol baard en die Transvaal span 'n hele aantal nuwe manne. Rassie Erasmus op die linkervleuel, James Small wat vroeër die seisoen heel agter gespeel het is op senter, of liewer op regtervleuel, en dan op senter Hugo van As wat terug is in die span nadat hy aanvanklik weggelaat is, en Marty Berry van Randburg het onttrek en van As is in sy plek. Die OP span soos aangekondig met Dani Gerber die kaptein en Marius van Jaarsveld speel senter in die plek van André de Villiers wat na alle waarskynlikheid maandag in die Kaap geopereer word. Die eerste afskop van die wedstryd. Saam met my vanmiddag Danny Neetling, terwyl Gavry die eerste bal in die hande kry. Loskakel Pieter de Haas. Jacques du Plessis na lange veld binnekant sy kwartgebied, 5 meter van die kantlyn af. Hy gaan vir hom nie uitskop nie. Verby Winterbottom in die hande van Hendrik Trieter. Rassie Erasmus wat baie vinnig opvolg. Giepie van Sel is ook daar. Van Sel gaan vir hom kry. Dis die hoekvlaggie. Verby Jacques du Plessis. Word vasgevat. En as André Victor daar. En hy kry sy skopie in. Daai nie 'n wedstryd waar daar eintlik niks op die spel. Hendrik Trieter van Jaarsveld wat gaan raakvat op sy 10 meter lyn. Kan gevaarlik wees vir Transvaal, is feitlik op die middellyn. Pragtige dryfspel deur die oostelike provinsie kan van beskikbaar stel, maar Transvaal wat afgeneem het. Dis Hugo van As. En die skeieregter gaan wat terugroep vir 'n vorentoe aangee. Pieter de Haas wil wegbars.
Ja, Chris, ek dink ons het hier weer eens gesien dat Pieter de Haas vol planne is. Hy het pragtig vir Hugo van As weggestuur. Ongelukkig vir hom was die
geen span wat tot dusver 'n voordeel behaal het nie. Beskikbaar gestel André Victor, Giepie van Sel. Dani Gerber, Marius van Jaarsveld in die hande van Langeberg en dit is na die oorkant toe. Dan kry ek Won. Hy probeer daar verby Trieter kom. Teruggeval deur James Small. Uitstekende druk wat toegepas word daar en een van die OP manne. Dani Gerber wat by is, maar dit is oorgedra.
Dit was 'n pragtige beweging hier deur die agterlyn van Oos-provinsie.
Kom hy nou langs die agterlyn af. Dani Gerber, verby Dani Gerber in die hande van Transvaal Langeberg. Pieter de Haas van binnekant sy doelgebied. Gaan hy tot die redding kom. En hy verplaas spel tot feitlik op die kwartlyn.
Chris, ja, 'n mooi agterlyn beweging hier deur Oos-provinsie, maar nie werklik met oorgawe gehardloop.
21-31.
Transvaal het besit gehad. Kan 'n goeie bal wees as hy gaan terugkom. Pieter de Haas gaan verkies om te skop. Maar hy was buitekant sy kwartgebied. En die grensregter aan die oorkant wat dit optel en hy bedui nee, ons gaan lyn staan vir hom. En dit is baie jammer vir Transvaal want dit is 'n goeie bal wat daar gewen is.
Ja.
Sy 50ste agtereenvolgende wedstryd vir die oostelike provinsie. Andrew Patterson. Boete iemand het oorgestuur. Transvaal wat gaan kry. De Waal Negrini het mooi opgetel. En dan is dit Pieter de Haas, die slag is hy baie ver binnekant sy kwartgebied. En 'n netjiese skop van hom gaan spel verplaas tot op die 10 meter lyn van die oostelike provinsie. Dit is wat ons eintlik verwag het vir hierdie wedstryd vanmiddag. Albei spanne reeds uit die wedloop uit om die Currie beker. Transvaal wat gaan optel vir die OP. Ondersteuning was 'n bietjie traag. Currie van Sail. Kan 'n gevaarlike skop word hierdie James Small wat optel. Currie van Sail was by hom. En sy hoek was beter, dis Hendrik Trieter, maar hy gaan nie vir hom uitskop nie. Transvaal Langeberg, net per kant sy kwartgebied. Pieter Daas het mooi opgevolg. Robert Blighnout. Verloor die bal as hy wil vir hom skop en Galbraith wat voor hom toe gaan skop. Galbraith hou hom steeds voor die voete. Giepie van Silva daar wil bykom, maar 'n ongelukkige vir hom gooi vir hom in die hande van Jan Terblanche. Vinnige dink deur Galbraith, ongelukkig vir hom die ondersteuning net nie daar nie.
First short line out of the game. McGreeny is there, and Deval McGreeny with it. Back Garthright out to De Haas. Hugo van As looking for support on the inside. Nicky van As came to the side at the last minute for Marty Berry. Now second phase. Can they get it? Bushman de Toy going in. Garthright out to Haas. And Lawrence overall says Rossi Russell with it. Tackled in possession, and a high tackle, says the referee. Now with me, as you heard earlier on, Gavin Cowley, 88 caps for Eastern Province, and watch this again, for just laid back. And let's watch this high tackle. That's Rossi Russell with it, and that's it, very clear. Mr. Muntz right on the spot.
Besides the fact that he's a right-footed kicker and he's on the left-hand side of the field, but the wind will in fact be swirling across the front of him, towards his left-hand side as we look at the screen. So he will be looking to kick this ball to the right-hand side of the post and curl it in.
We have a very good view of this, and it looks good. No. Yes, it is.
Got it over.
Through the post. So Transvaal take the lead, and they'll be very glad of that lead because they will need a good lead at half-time. Sorry, we just have a look at these statistics. Line-out's very even, but it is Eastern Province who've got the better of the rucks.
We mentioned, Chick, just now, Kippie van Sail having played 108 matches for Eastern Province, and we see today as well that Johnny Gerber led the team out and in his 100th game for Eastern Province, and strangely enough, the vice-captain, Rob Blighnout, was playing in his 75th match today.
And here's an attempt by Peter De Haas at a drop goal. It looks a beauty. Yes, it's over. A lovely drop. That was a free kick given there, and a drop there by Peter De Haas, who last year played fly half for the South African under-20 side. And so Transvaal with a useful lead. Let's have this, look at this again. Head down, follow through, absolutely classic. Robert Blighnout not quite quick enough to charge it down, and a lovely drop goal. 6-0. Back there to Peter De Haas, reversing play cleverly to Laurens Overholzer, using the wind effectively. And is it going to bounce out? Yes. So 6-0. They love the rugby, most front rankers. It's a very good position from an injury point of view. They don't often seem to get injured in the front row. Garthright. And going through very quickly, that's Kenneth Meyer again, and his brother next to him, but Rossi Erasmus in to intercept for Transvaal. And Transvaal will try and get it back. That was Gerald Venter, number 17, who came on as a replacement for Peter Winterbottom after 5 minutes. Interesting point about Gerald Venter, and I think the referee, is he saying they had not retired 5 meters, and another penalty. Anker giving it out to Donnie Gerber. Gerber, good kick into the gap. Adrian Richter's there to try and save for Transvaal. Now who'll get it from this ruck? He looks as though it's Eastern Province. Out to Donnie Gerber again. He's got a wing with him. And out there to Craig Vaughan.
An interesting thing there, Chick, was the ball was passed inside, and Peter De Haas injudiciously palmed the ball into touch, which immediately constitutes a penalty.
And we just heard from our producer that Natal are leading 9 points to 7 against Western Province. Kippie van Sail, who has played full back for Eastern Province this season on a few occasions with some distinction. but a very fine fly half, a good kicker of the ball. And that looks a good one. It's got the distance. A beautiful kick by Currie van Zyl, and it is 6-3, 1 penalty each, and an extra drop to Transvaal. Most of the numbers he shouts out are just to confuse the opposition. There's only one that really counts. Thomas Tradiham tapping it back out to Currie van Zyl. Lovely scissors there. Langebert coming in from the fullback position, and out to Putty Himon. Putty Himon run in by the cover defence, but a lovely piece of work. I said it was Langebert. It wasn't. In fact, it was Marius van Jaarsveld. And to put the ball in, Andre Victor. The province holding it in the back. Janter Blanche picking it up. Driving. They want it back from second phase. Will Eastern Province, and they get it. Currie van Zyl. Van Jaarsveld out there to the fullback. Scissors with Jacques Duplessis. He's a difficult man to stop. Back to Donnie Gerber. And the excitement of Donnie Gerber running. A beautiful piece of work. Just tackle 5 meters short. Now that really was magic. The crowd here, about 6,000 strong, they loved that. To see Donnie Gerber in full flight, and that was something that I'm sure Gavin Carley.
Busman de Toy and Francie Erasmus there. It looks like Busman de Toy is having a few problems with Francie Erasmus, and that's disrupting the scrums.
And Henry Kruder had a bit of a problem with that pass and didn't find touch. And fullback Francois Langebert over the 22-meter line of Transvaal, but robbed. And that's the hooker, Chart van der Walt. Back to Garth Wright. And the ball going forward from the hands of Garth Wright. Now we'll have, that's Adrian Richter there, the number 8. Gavin, you'll remember the Lions game when your Barbarians side were leading, I think it was 16-14, and then they got that rather unusual try in the last minute of the game.
The Lions, in fact, scored right in the second last minute of the game, yes, and we lost the match 20 points to 16. Interestingly enough, in that particular match, Peter Kirsten played fly half and really showed us what tremendous skills he had as a rugby player.
And in the previous one, you were fly half, I think. Well, that is the situation. As you can see, the score, and that's made up by, for Transvaal, a penalty by Trutter, and a drop by De Haas to put them in a lead 6-0, and then after 31 minutes a penalty by Currie van Zyl, and for the second half it's going to be Transvaal.
Dus ja, ek wil gesê het dat Oslo-provinsie veral in die lynstaande en hier in die laaste gedeelte van die eerste helfte die loskrums oorheers het, maar die verdediging aan die kant van Transvaal was baie doelgerig en Oslo-provinsie het nooit werklik oor die voordeellyn gekom nie.
Interessante tweede helfte wat voor lê. 6 punte teenoor 3 loop Transvaal voor. Nog nie 3 gesien in hierdie wedstryd nie. Dis Donnie Gerber. Marius van Jaarsveld wat rustig 'n goeie wedstryd speel is. Langeberg en 'n desperate poging van James Small wat hand by kry, maar dit was 'n aanslag. Elke rugby speler bring sy kant. De Waal Negrini. Pieter Daas van Kaap right af. Oberholzer. Erasmus die linkervleuel. James Small is ook hier aan die linkerkant. Prachtige spel nou deur die oostelike provinsie. Dis Robert Vlugnout. Gaan die ondersteuning daar wees. Andre Victor, hier kan probleme kom. Nou Donnie Gerber. Dis van Jaarsveld, dis Langeberg. Jacques Duplessis wat half teen hom vashardloop. Hulle is binne aan die kwartgebied van Transvaal en as hy die kant van wat gaan wen. Miskien 'n bietjie swak.
Housie na hardloop en ook vir Hendrik Trieter, want ons het hom al voorheen gesien in die aanval, veral as hy inkom in die agterlyn is hy baie gevaarlik.
Goeie werk gedoen deur Nico Meyer en dan is dit Adrian Richter. Kry vir Chart van der Walt. Hy speel ook 'n goeie wedstryd vanmiddag. Cheese van Tonner altyd teenwoordig. Mooi beskikbaar gestel Kaapstad. Pieter Gaas, verby Hugo van As, Oberholzer. Rassie Erasmus wat agterna sit. Langeberg wat 'n oomblik huiwer voor dat die bal in die hande kry. Transvaal wat front tog wil hê, dan is dit so 'n bietjie sokker. En Pieter Daas, miskien 'n verkeerde opsie wat hy uitgeoefen het. Uitregter van die manne terugroep. Die agterlyn van Transvaal wat ontkant was. En hy het gewag vir voordeel en hier is geleentheid vir Hendrik Trieter om sy span verder voor te kan laat wat wag op Hendrik Trieter. Voorsprong is 6-3. Treffer om met die regtervoet en die vla wat omhoog skiet. Transvaal 9 op 3.
Chris, ek dink met daardie beweging het ons gesien hoe dat die skeieregter die voordeel werklik absoluut toepas tot op die
Want bepaal wie teenoor Transvaal in die Currie beker eindstryd gaan speel. Pieter Daas.
Chris, en hier in die laaste paar minute moet ek sê dat die vakvoorspelers van Transvaal 'n paar baie goeie tweede fase balle gewen het.
Stewige gebou, baie sterk, heel agter van Transvaal, Hendrik Trieter. Een van die belovende spelers. Ons het heel wat belovende spelers van jare in aksie gesien. Dit is Pote Human, een van die ervare spelers van Suid-Afrikaanse rugby. Dani Garber aan die klein kantjie, miskien weer 'n bietjie lank aan die bal vasgeklou, maar die OP voorspelers is daar. Frans Erasmus wat nie kan optel nie. Hy het aangeslaan en Transvaal se ingooi in 'n vas. Kobus Wiese, baie goed gedoen vir Transvaal. Kaapruit wat wag vir hom. Pieter Daas, feitelik op sy doellyn.
Chris, interessant is die feit dat Transvaal op die oomblik heel wat lynstaande wen en sommer terug is in die spel.
Frans Erasmus voor in die lyn staan gewees. Transvaal wat afgeneem met de Waal en Grenie bly steeds op sy voete. En dat is Adrian Richter. Die ondersteuning van Transvaal nie heeltemal daar nie. Die skeieregter by dit was hooggevat. En 'n strafskop. En geleentheid vir Hendro. Nee, is 'n kort skop hier. Dis Cheese van Toner. Vinnige dink Pieter Daas. Kry Vego van As. Vinnig aan die kwartgebied van die oostelike provinsie. Hoop jy 'n bietjie gestaan en slaap. Hy gaan vinnig terugkom. Dis 'n pragtige bal hier. Koberolser. Hierdie skoppie wat verkeerd wil spring hier vir die oostelike provinsie. En die word opgetel as Adrian Richter wat by is. Alles beskikbaar gestel. Die skeieregter van sy fluitjie blaas.
En die spel wat
Dit is nog nie verby daar nie. Kaapruit. Pieter Daas. Langeberg. Veld in. Hendrik Trieter. Kopskarp beweging daar. Skeieregter by die is heeltemal toelaatbaar. Dit was om die skouers. Kopie wat wil afneem. Andrew Patterson, reuse werk wat hy daar gedoen het. Hy die bal afgeneem. Kopie het nou gesit daarvan. Boesman de Tooi wat 'n bietjie swaar beweeg. Chart van der Walt wat nie onkant was nie. En dan bedoel die skeieregter tog nou is hy onkant. En 'n strafskop. Gippie van Sail, sy span loop met 6 punte agter. 'n Lang skop reguit. Met die regtervoet gaan hy vir hom tref. Gaan links verby wees. En Transvaal wat wil hardloop, dis James Small. Kom nie heeltemal by Jacques te sien nie, die aansluiting is daar. Oberholzer. Transvaal wat pragtig nou beweeg. Klaasdruk Robert Blignout wat onder hom wil inkom. En ons James Small ook daar. Ek dink van Small se skouer af wat hy oor die kantlyn gespat en ons het lyn staan, maar Transvaal wat baie ver veld gewen het.
Ja, dit was pragtige ondernemende spel hier veral van Pieter Daas en James Small wat hier van hulle eie doellyn af die spel verplaas het.
Wedstryd seker so 5 of minute of wat van sy einde af. Transvaal se agterlyn. Erasmus na Hendrik Trieter wat net nie kan raakvat nie.
Maar die loskrams van Oostelike provinsie oorheers.
Kobus Wiese wat oorgestuur het. De Waal na Grenie. En ook Cheese van Toner wat vastgemaakt het met Transvaal wat wil begin hardloop met die ene. Dis James Small. Kan verveld wen vir sy span inderdaad. En hierdie lyn staan net binnekant die halfgebied van Transvaal. Die telling Transvaal 9, die oostelike provinsie 3.
Before the ball has been touched by a player. Now here's a good opportunity for Gippie van Sail. The wind is behind him. He's got a very accurate boot. And will he have the distance? That's the big problem. Not this time. Well, one shouldn't say these things. Normally he does keep his head down and follows through beautifully. And Transvaal counter-attacking. Probably the best thing to do, just booting it out as that jersey. So if you see a player with no number on his back in the Eastern Province side, it is in fact Gerrit Meyer who's got a new jersey and looks cleaner than the rest. Ball kicked it straight out on the full. And Peter de Haas rather, not quite able to control that. Peter de Haas, of course, is the son of Gerard de Haas, the former Free State fly half. It's Andrew Patterson, number 2.
And he's now got a kick which is a little bit straighter, and he knows the conditions very well at the Boetie Rasmus.
Well, if he gets us over, it'll mean it'll be 9-6. And there's a lovely view of it. Looks pretty good. It looks a beautiful kick, and it's 3 points.
Chick, I must admit, I think it's a very long time before two teams have distributed the ball so much to their backs, and we still have a situation where no tries have been scored.
Well, here's a good ruck ball back to Hippie van Zyl. And Eastern Province definitely have had the better of the rucks getting the ball.
Into account that he's played his last rugby matches largely at fullback for Eastern Province, and in fullback for his club as well.
And this is a good position for Transvaal with Oberholzer out right to small. Transvaal kicking ahead, and a mark called for and given. A good mark there by Transvaal Lange. Right from the scrum, Garthright out to De Haas. De Haas has kicked, nearly charged down. Rossi Erasmus booting ahead. Langeberg knocked forward by Langeberg. Advantage. Garthright onto it, and Hippie van Zyl coming across, booting it out. That was Transvaal leading 9 points to 6. Kubas Visa back to Garthright, out to De Haas. De Haas loaded Oberholzer back to De Haas, and Truter coming in the line. And Oberholzer, long one out to James Small on the right. He's got De Haas with him. Now here's the speed of young James Small, but the ball well dealt with by Transvaal Langeberg. Support, but Transvaal had failed to retire. They didn't get back that 10 meters, so another penalty. And to Peter Human this time from Victor. Human driving well. That's a lovely second phase. Out to Donny Gerber. Gerber out here to Marius van Jaarsveld, and good second phase. Langeberg caught in possession by Cheese van Tondo, who's having a good game. And Negrini with it now. Deval Negrini driving. And take to Richter. Richter running away. Hippie van Zyl chasing him, and Adrian Richter looks like he's going to score. Adrian Richter over for the first and only try of the match. And a fine piece of work by the number 8 forward. He really ran. Hippie van Zyl chased him. Watch for Richter coming into that. That's Deval Negrini, number 5, driving and putting his shoulder into the opponent, making the ball available to Richter. And Richter chased by Langeberg and Hippie van Zyl, number 10. Now watch him weave this way and that way just to prevent his being tackled, and going with determination for the line. And a lovely...
he had one thing in mind, and that was to get over under the poles, and he did so with a couple of his players around him. There we see it again. Adrian Richter going through beautifully, weaving, as you mentioned, Chick, in and out, chased by Hippie van Zyl, and across coming Jacques du Plessis, who, if it perhaps had another 10-20 meters, might have
died with the ball or gone face down, and he managed to put his shoulder to his opponent and make the ball available to his colleague. And there's the conversion, which is through the posts, and so it is quite a commanding lead for Transvaal. 9-point lead, and they're leading by a goal, a drop goal, and 2 penalties to the 2 penalties by Eastern Province.
The optional time from the referee left over. The ball is kicked deep into the half there, taken by Peter De Haas, who kicks across the field and finds a fairly good touch close to the halfway line, just inside the Transvaal half of the field.
And go from the Eastern Province knocked forward. That is the Transvaal 22-meter area they're in. And Garthright, good flip pass, back to De Haas. De Haas making sure of his touch. And on the stopwatch we've had just over 40 minutes. In fact, 42 minutes. That's De Haas.
Yes, this young De Haas, who came from the Free State and unfortunately couldn't command a full-time place in the Free State team, is a man of a lot of promise, Chick. I think he's highly rated by the players in South Africa, that I do know.
He's a good centre as well as a fly half. As you say, very promising, fine ball player. Good advantage by the referee. And Donny Gerber back inside. And another high tackle. And a penalty for a dangerous, a quick one. Jacques du Plessis. Out up to Hannes Stradom, number 5. He's had a good game too. And that's good second phase again. Taken by Jacques du Plessis in the scrum half position. Out to Donny Gerber now. And that's on the right there, out to Craig Vaughan. Lovely run by Craig Vaughan. Gets within about 6 metres of the line before the whole play. Eastern Province, 2 penalties by Currie van Zyl. And here it comes out to Donnie Gerber. Gerber out to Craig Vaughan. But a lot of mistakes there. Currie van Zyl trying to clean up. And Langeberg coming through very quickly with Garth Wright, but he knocked it on. Advantage out to Donnie Gerber. Gerber going down the touchline. This could be a try. Donnie Gerber, will he score his 100th match? Yes, he will. His momentum took him all the way. A lovely try by the captain in his 100th match for Eastern Province. Donnie Gerber rounding it off. And there he is, the man who scored more tries for South Africa in tests than anybody else. And the crowd really loved that. A great try.
There we see the move where Donnie Gerber scores that super try. Out it comes to him, and this is really where Donnie's magnificent. With a loose ball down the right-hand side touchline. Despairing tackle there from Hendrik Treter, another one from Pieter de Haas. Down Donnie goes, but his momentum carries him over as Currie van Zyl converts beautifully from the touchline, and it's the end of the match.
And the final score, therefore, is 12 to Eastern Province, 15 to Transvaal. Each side scored a goal. Each side scored 2 penalties. And the difference was that Transvaal scored the extra drop goal. Now, here it comes again to Donnie Gerber. Now, look at that determination and thrust. Transvaal cover defence trying to get to him.